On my video talking about whip spin, I got this comment that says, how do I get to whip spin to the left instead of the right? All right, so let's take a look at this. So I have here on the screen this first thing, and I want to transition to the second. And what I did was I went over to transitions, I grabbed whip spin, and I dragged it down here. And let's take a look at what that does. So as I go frame by frame, and I'm just using the comma and period keys, so I'm using period to go to the right, you can see that it's spinning to the right. And as I continue through here, it just continues to spin to the right, spin to the right. All right, so to get that to reverse, this is what I would do. I will go ahead and remove this transition for now. So what I would do is I would select this call out and I would rotate it 180 degrees. Now, when you do that, notice that it flips back around, okay? And this is exactly what I want, but I want it to be upside down. So if you are using a text call out, this is what I would do. I would go to annotations and I would grab something like another text call out to go with it. And I would go in and I would just make it completely invisible. So I would take and delete any text that's there, and then I would remove the opacity, bring it all the way down to 0. So now there's just nothing there. And the reason for that is we want to group these two things together. So with a group, we'll be able to spin this around. So let me show you. I'm going to copy this because I'm going to need this. So Control-C to copy, and I'll make another one here, Control-V to paste here on the second one. So we saw here, I'll just show you again real quick. When I try to spin this around, the words pop back. All right, so it's right side up. And if I don't want that, I can just group these two things together, an invisible call out, and then the call out itself. So I'll right click and group, or I'll select these and I do Control-G to group. Either of those works. So now I have these two things grouped together, two invisible things connected to the two things that I want to flip around. All right, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to grab both of these then, and I'm going to go to their rotation and make them both 180 degrees. So now they're both upside down. There's the first, there's the second, and they're both upside down. Great. Now I'll go over to the transitions, and I'll grab whip spin again, and I'll drag it between the two. And I just want it between the two, and it's going to give it to me here at the end, and I don't want that. Just let me delete that guy. There we go. So now when I do this, I go and I look, it's still going to the right. No problem. I'm going to grab these two again, and I'm going to group these groups. So I'm highlighting them both, and I'm going to group them both together. Now, obviously, you don't want your thing upside down. So what are you going to do? You're going to take the group and flip that back to the original 180. So I can do a 180 again, or I can do like a negative 180 to take it back. Okay? So now, as I go through, let me go a little bit further to the left, and I'll use the period key to go one frame. Now you can see it goes to the left, and then the other one comes in. There it is, and it's going around, right? So that's one way that you can spin these around and have that whip spin transition go the other direction. Now, I have another way that I want to show you, but I can't show you in this video. So what I'll do is look in the description, look in the comments, and I'm going to pin a comment so that you can see another way of doing transitions. But give me a week or so to put that up, and I'll show you another way to do the whip spin transition in another direction. Thanks for watching.